Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me today. It's actually December 14th still. I am taping this video one day early because December 15th is, of course, my tooth surgery, and I'm really busy before the actual surgery itself, so I didn't know when I would be able to get a chance to read the story and record this video, so I decided to just do it tonight instead. And all the kids are asleep and in bed, and my husband is out at a Christmas party, so I figured might as well. And I thought the Christmas tree had a really beautiful glow at this time of night. But of course you'll be watching this video on December 15th, because that's when I'm going to upload it. So you will be seeing this video when you should be. I'm just being bad and doing it early. It feels like I might be jinxing something, or like it almost feels a bit blasphemous what I'm doing, but I really feel like I have no choice if I'm going to stick with this video a day thing. So there we go. Another bonus to recording the video tonight is that I can still eat my chocolate. So I'm getting 2 chocolates tonight from my advent calendar. And let's not pretend that this is the only chocolate I'm eating today, because I'm eating significant amounts of chocolate around this holiday season. Okay. It's a chocolate square. Not so exciting, but obviously I'm excited to eat it regardless. And on to today's story. Okay, so number 15. It's called Snatching Bodies by Rodrigo Friesen, translated from the Spanish by Will Vanderheiden. And according to the bios in the back, they're really super long. Both these men are very busy, have lots of work under their belts, won some awards. Excuse me, it's late here, it's like almost 10 o'clock, which is way past my bedtime, so. So the story was first written in 2007, but the English copyright's 2018, and it originally appeared on 3%, which is some sort of website of some sort, so you could probably Google that, see if you can find a copy of the story yourself. This one started with a quote, which I know in an earlier video I said wasn't very common for short stories, but apparently it is. Shouldn't believe everything you hear on the internet. And the quote is, "At first glance, everything looked the same. It wasn't." And it's attributed to Dr. Miles Bennell from Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So that's a good clue as to what this story is about. It's basically one man telling a story, and it becomes clear later in the story that he's talking to a family member, but he's talking about his childhood, and he repeats this one sentence at the beginning of some paragraphs. He says, "My father glows in the dark," and he talks about when he was young, he would go to all these like creature features on Saturday afternoons, like Frankenstein and Invasion of the Body Snatchers and like all those kinds of movies. And it kind of influenced the way that he saw the world. Which was like late 50s, early 60s, I think. And he talks about, you know, how silly he felt huddling under his desk at school when they would have the drills or whatever, and how the kind of world was obsessed with the atomic bomb at that point and the Cold War and all that sort of thing. So there's a lot of different topics going on in this story, and he specifically leaves gaps and ambiguous things for the reader to kind of sort out. So this story was hard to understand, but again, it was still interesting to me because I connected enough with the character that I wanted to know more. So instead of just thinking, ugh, I don't know what's going on, I'm just gonna race through this, I thought, I don't know what's going on, but I actually want to know more and I want to understand better, so I'm gonna slow down and maybe reread a few sentences or whatever to try to get a better grasp of what I'm reading. It's worth my time. So that's the main difference between a story like this and some of the stories that I reviewed earlier that I just haven't enjoyed. And I've just given up on because I didn't understand them. So there you have it. Something else that I really liked about the story is at the very end, he talks about how he is specifically leaving things out because he wants the reader to fill in their own blanks, and he wants the reader to kind of make their own assumptions. And I forget what that literary technique is called. Someone can tell me in the comments. Please let me know, because I should know this, but my English literature degree was like a long time ago now. But I like it when the author makes it known that he knows that you know that he's talking about you, if that makes sense. So I thought that was like a really cool part to this story. It ends on kind of a sad note, but it is a satisfying read. I felt like, I potentially learned something after reading this. I'm just not sure what, but I really enjoyed it nonetheless. So there you have it. December 15th. I'm probably slurring my words and not making much sense. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and I will talk to you not tomorrow but the day after on December 16th, but tomorrow for you. Good night.